Hey, what's up, everybody? We're going to get a few more people in. Get a few more people in, and we'll get started. Oops. All right. Perfect. So, perfect. Just want to make sure that sound's working. Perfect. So, awesome. Wait for some people to get in before I get started here. So, what I wanted to talk about was getting booked from start to finish. I think it's really important to talk about the process. You know, we always talk about it in chunks. We talk about, how do I find the speaking engagements? We talk about how to work a contract, what happens after booking, but there's no process. We don't talk about from start to finish, right? Like, how do we, how do we find them? How do we book them? What do we say? What do we do? What are some of the different nuances that separate us from everybody else? We don't really talk about that stuff. Like I said, it's always in chunks. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about it from start to finish. Like, you find an event, now what? I mean, it's kind of a step-by-step, right? You find it, you apply, but yeah, like, how do I apply? Who do I talk to? Who am I even applying to? So that's the things that I really want to talk about. I found an event. It's the, what's it called? Procedures Professionals Association. Yeah, Procedures Professionals Association. So these guys, what they do is they have a team that they write procedures for like nuclear power plants and just different things. They write a bunch of stuff, and so there's different books they got to follow, like manuals, that they have to abide by. And this group is just an association for people who write those manuals. That's what they do. So the conference that I'm going to be speaking at is in South Carolina. It's in Charleston, South Carolina. And when you're talking or looking for associations, what's great is if it's a national association, that means they have state chapters. And then possibly the state chapter will have, they'll have a bunch of different chapters inside of each state, right? And so I think it's important to know that when you're looking to speak, I always tell people to speak nationally but sleep locally. Like if you find a national organization, okay, you find a national organization, then what happens is they have state and local chapters. So you find out those state and local chapters. So you apply to speak at the smallest chapter available. You do a good job, you ask for a referral. Are there other chapters? Are there other, do you have state conventions and association conferences and whatever? If they do, then you try to go up to that one. And once you get to that state level, then hey, can I get a referral? Can I get a testimonial? Can I get whatever? And up to the national level, So associations are absolutely great. So that's what I did. I found, hey, Ash, what's going on? So I found a national association. It's called the Procedures Professional Association, and they were having a conference. And they were specifically looking, when they're called for speakers, they were specifically looking for somebody in either the military, or they were looking for someone who is like a quality assurance person, or somebody who does work with writing out manuals and procedures and all that. Hey, Stacy, what's going on? And so what I did was I found them and I applied, but here's what I did. So to apply, I want to go to the decision makers. A lot of times, like, ooh, I want to apply to this event. They'll say, call for speakers, click on that, apply here, click on that, fill out this application, and then like that's it. Like it goes into Never Never Land. Like you don't know where it goes. I always look for like the chapter president, the association president, committee members, organization members, something. I look for somebody's name or an email or something. Okay. So what I do is when I apply, like I'll fill out the application, tell them online, I fill out the application, and then I'll look for an email address. I look for the email address of somebody who I'm going to email to say, hey, I filled out this particular speaker application, whatever, at this time, this date, whatever. And so I did that. And then I followed up in 2 days. You have to follow up. My key is follow up every 2 days, the first 3 times. So follow up 2 days and then wait 2 days and then follow up 2 days later, follow up 2 days later, and then follow up every day after that until you hit like 10. And then you got to wait a while because then you just start getting annoying and it seems desperate. So I usually let them know, like, I'm top of mind. But after like a week or two, about a week and a half, if I haven't heard anything, then I'm emailing back. Hey, just want to make sure that you got it, whatever. And I'm going to give you a little hack. And you guys will probably be like, why did I not think of this? So here's what you do. If you want to send an email and get an immediate response and confuse the crap out of everybody who you're sending an email to, in the subject line, type in capital R, little e, colon, and then whatever subject line you want. The reason why this works is because when you reply to a message that somebody sends you in an email chain, that's the first thing that happens, RE, right? And so I email conference planners with RE, whatever the subject line is. They'll be like speaking opportunity, whatever. So I bypass. Now here's what I do. I bypass everything, and I've gotten caught and I've gotten yelled at before, but I just don't care. So what I do is in the email, I'll say like, hey, Ash, hey, Des, hey, I noticed you have this speaking event coming up, and I haven't heard anything back on any of the emails that I've sent. By the way, this is the first email. Hey, Ash, hey, Des, I saw this event that you guys are hosting, and I'd love to speak at it. I haven't heard back on any of the previous messages that I've sent, and just would love to hear back and see if this is a good fit for you, and we can have a conversation about it. Hope you're having a good day. Talk to you later. Now they're like, wait, what messages? Wait, and they're like scrolling and they're like, what message? I don't have any messages. Now they're like, all like, oh my God, I missed the message. Oh, sorry about that. Must have missed the message, and they email you back. So you're like, it's almost like you're playing a mind trick on them. And sometimes I've gotten called back like, hey, I didn't, we don't know. This isn't no, but I do it every time, and I get huge like email open rates. Another thing you can do, like that one, works on me every time. Yeah. Here's another thing you can do. And I think that everybody should do this. So you found the event. So okay, let's start at this. Here's how you find the event. Okay. Google call for speakers, the plus sign, and then whatever your topic is, resilience, leadership, women in business, entrepreneurs, whatever it is. Don't have like a 10 character long, like 10 word long. It's just, that's what it is. It's resilience, leadership, team building, business, entrepreneurs, women's health, mindfulness, health, body, fitness, something, right? And then another plus sign, and then the zip code or the city or whatever that will narrow down those events that are happening in that city with that topic. And it's a call for speakers. Okay. So that's how I do everything. That's exactly how I do everything. You can go to LinkedIn and you can go to Facebook. Go to LinkedIn and go to Facebook. Do the same thing. Go call for speakers. Okay. Call for speakers and then hit enter. And Facebook and LinkedIn will have all kinds of links. For Facebook, I go to the links. I don't go to like, or you go to like public posts. Like don't go to like friends posts. Like just go to like all posts. Because you see your friend's stuff anyways. You can do that, but I always do the public posts, and then I usually go to links too, because somebody will post a link to a call for speakers. You can go to events, all that stuff. And LinkedIn is super big for this too. Go to posts. When you go to LinkedIn, type it in call for speakers, and then hit enter, and then go to posts, because it'll pull up people and all groups, and I don't care about that crap. So those are 3 ways that you can find events right now. And here's a 4th way. And this is another, actually, yeah, we'll stick with those for now. So you're doing that, right? And let's say you come up and you're like call for speakers, whatever. Another thing you can search for is hashtags. Hashtag call for speakers. Hashtag conference. Hashtag CONF, because people are lazy. Hashtag speakers, something. Because what do people do when they're at conferences? They take a selfie with the duck lips, right? And then once that selfie duck lip comes across, then they're going to put hashtag 10X growth conference, 10X conference, 10X. I'm just, you guys are so funny right now. Bunch of smiley faces and laughing faces coming across. So basically, what's happening is people are hashtagging, and each conference has their own hashtag for that particular conference. That's what they do. So if I was going to have like Grant Cardone, 10X growth conference, it'd be hashtag 10X growth, right? Tony Robbins, hashtag UPW for the Unleash the Power Within, or Dare to Dream, or whatever. It's the hashtags. And what you can do is you can Google image, type in hashtag call for speakers, and then hit images on Google, and it'll give you all of the conference, the banners, flyers, the whatever. It'll give you all of those. So it'll be like hashtag call for speakers, and then hit images, and then all of a sudden you'll see a bunch of like posts and pictures and flyers and like all kinds of stuff. So that's another way. So anyway, we covered that. So you found one. Got it. Go on the website, call for speakers. This is what they're looking for. They're looking for, let's say that they're looking for a business speaker on leveling up your business, a speaker on business related topics. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, business growth. Let's go business growth, entrepreneurs, business growth. So that's what we're looking for. Like, okay, cool. That's me. And so you just fill out the application, and applications are usually about the same. You're filling in all of your stuff, name, and emails, all that stuff. When you're filling out the application, listen to me very carefully. When you're filling out the application, what you want to do on the abstract part, it's about the audience. Every time I look at somebody's application who I'm mentoring, every time this is what I see. Abstract. I did. I don't ever start with I. It's not about you. It's about what you can do for the audience and what you can do for the attendees. So I will give you the exact like literally the exact template that I use. I'm searching for it right now, and I will post it here for you. My exact template that I use. Mine is called Resilience Bootcamp. And so I'm copying and then I'm going to paste it. And so what you're doing is you're telling them exactly what's happening and what exactly it is about. So I copy it. I'm going to go and I'm going to paste it in this video. Actually, I'll do a new post. Here you go. Email template. Here's my email template. So it's going to come in another post. So here's my template that I sent to them. This is the exact blueprint of what I do. Here's what to send to apply. Oops, apply. Boom. And then I'm copying, pasting, boom, it's in there, and post. So it's posted. So you're telling them, like, mine is like, this is a highly interactive, engaging program based on fact-based positive psychology. That's what resilience is. You know, this is designed to do this, do this. You unlock your true potential, elevate your life in these areas. And then I put after this program, you will be able to develop an attitude of gratitude. You'll be able to do this, do this, do this, do this. Okay. So I'm literally like, after this program, after I get off stage, your attendees will be able to do boom, 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 boom. And you're literally laying it out. And then you ask who's the audience is. I put people who need help overcoming adversity, who wants to live an epic life, feel more fulfilled with personal and professional lives. Also, conference keynotes, association meetings, chambers of commerce. Like these are the audience people. Customization options. This is huge. Huge. Customization options. Sometimes you don't know how long the keynote is. So if you say, oh, I'm a 60-minute keynote or I'm an hour-and-a-half breakout, they're like, oh, we can't do that. Sorry. And you get passed over. So as soon as you put on there customization options, at that point, I put this program can be customized from a 60 to 90-minute keynote to a half day to a full day format. So I went from 60 to 90-minute keynote to a half day or even a full day, because if you rock their presentation, they'll say, hey, can you come back and do one of your full day or half day presentations? Always leave the door open and always be willing to give more than anybody else. There's 3 questions that you need to ask. 3 questions you need to ask about your business. Number 1, what am I going to do more of than anybody else? What am I going to do more of? So when I got booked to speak at the association, what they said was, what is your speaking fee? And when anybody asks what your speaking fee, it like literally, what is your speaking fee? If you hear those exact words, what you say is, well, I don't have a speaking fee. I have what's called an honorarium. Fee, cost, amount, any of those words are negative connotations towards money. People are like, man, I got to pay this. What do you pay? What is your fee? Those are all negative words. Don't use those words ever. I don't care what anybody tells you. Don't use those words. So I'm booked 20 to 25 times a year at $5,500. That's my keynote fee is $5,500. And I booked 20 to 25 times a year. I'm booked at that because I'm actually active duty military and I don't have time to do 50, 70, and 80, different events. So my schedule allows me to do 20 to 25. And I've booked myself at 5,500. So here's what happened. I have a low point and a high point. My high point is whatever. I don't care what it is. 55 could be 10K. Doesn't matter. My low point is 3,500. That's my low point, 3,500. So he says, hey man, what's your fee? I said, I don't have a fee. I have an honorarium. He's like, okay, an honorarium. I was like, yeah, my honorarium is all inclusive. That's my honorarium. It's all inclusive. And he's like, really? Event planners don't want to book you and your hotel and your flight and your Uber and your food and the more you can do, the better. So again, number 1 question, what are you going to do more of than anybody else? So I said, all inclusive. my speaker, my honorarium is 35 or 5,500. 5,500. He's like, ooh, yeah, man, that's way too high. Sorry. And he's ready to walk away, right? He's like, no, I'm sorry, man. I was like, well, that's what my honorarium is, And so whenever you give an honorarium, shut up. My speaker honorarium or the honorarium that I get is 5,500. Be quiet. The first one to talk loses. Number one negotiation. The first one to talk loses. So he said, well, yeah, man, that's not our budget. I'm sorry. We can't pay that. I'm like, well, I'm really sorry. Where did you say your event was? So, oh, event's in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm like, okay, that's about 4 or 5 hours away from me. So I'm already doing math in my head. Remember, I already had a lowball number in my head. I was like, okay. All right. Yeah, I understand that you don't have that. And I'm sorry to hear that. So what I'd be willing to do is instead of just a keynote, just a 60-minute, whatever keynote, I'll even do a breakout session too. So I'll do a breakout session, maybe like in the afternoon or maybe the next day or whenever you have time. I would do a breakout session. So not only will I do a keynote, but I'll do a breakout session as well for the same price. So I'll do 2 for 1. He's like, yeah, it's just 5,500. We can't swing that. We can't, that's just too much money. Like literally we've never paid a speaker over like 3,500, over 3,500. And I was like, oh, so now he's already got a number in his head. He's already got a number. He's like, we've never paid him over 3,500. I'm like, okay, well, that was my lowball number was 3,500. So I went back and I said, you know what? You are about 4 or 5 hours away from me. It'd be like a tank of gas and maybe like a hotel room. So I would do it for 3,500. Tell you what, for 3,500, since you've never paid anybody over 3,500, tell you what, 3,500 and all inclusive, I'll pay for my own stuff. Done deal. And he says, you got a deal. So boom, deal. So I walked away. I said, okay, I'll send you the contract or whatever. He emails me the next day. He says, hey, our president countered with 2,500. You do a keynote and a breakout for 2,500. We'll pay for your food and we'll pay for your hotel and we'll pay for dinner the night prior. So we'll do a networking with the president, the vice president of the association who's going to be in town just for this event. So the national association president, this is a national state, United States, probably global, I don't know, but the national president and vice president, the secretary and the treasurer. So basically the top 4 officers of this association, this countrywide association, we're going to have a networking dinner with some of the executives from this. I didn't even throw that out there. This is something that they threw out. I'm like, okay, so we'll pay for your hotel room in addition to giving you 2,500. So keynote breakout will pay for all of your travel, everything for 2,500 plus we'll give you the travel. And we'll do a networking dinner the night before. I was like, ooh. See, they're giving me value because I'm networking. I'm having a personal dinner with top-level executives. Let me tell you who's at this conference. People who have nuclear power plants can bring me in to speak. Oil and gas companies will be there. They bring me in to speak. Military representatives will be there. NASA representatives will be there. So I'm like, yeah, with the executives of the, yeah, 2,500 and we'll do a networking dinner. Yeah. Because I can network with all these guys and then get to speak at those companies. So you have to know what your value, what your bottom dollar is. If I said, no, screw you, and you're not paying my 5,500, then I would have never had this opportunity. And maybe I meet somebody from NASA who says, come speak at NASA. Who knows? Or maybe nothing comes of it. I have no idea. So I'm literally going to drive 4 hours away and I'm going to do this thing right here. Here's what I did after that. I had the contract. The contract basically says that they have to pay me, like either have a deposit right away or, whatever. So here's what you're going to pay me. Here's the POC. Here's the point of contact. It's all in your contract. So it basically says that you will provide, any means necessary for me to do my presentation. I will provide this, the name of your talk, how long your talk is, what sessions you're going to be doing. Like you need to lay this thing out. Like I'm doing this. This is what you're going to provide. Got it. So after that, you can have either you must pay me a deposit of $500 upon acceptance of the application. A lot of people do that. They do this association. They said, how much do you require up front? I said $500. I said, yep, it's pretty standard. So it's just standard. Like once you get booked to speak, it's like, okay, I need $500 up front to secure that date. Now here's the thing. If they cancel outside of the 30-day window, so by May 20th, if they cancel before May 20th, because the conference is June 20th, they owe me that deposit. It's mine. You don't get it back. If I cancel inside of those 30 days, I owe them that deposit back. Okay. So that's very, very important when it comes to money. Who owes who? When is everything paid so that you don't get sued and you know, all that stuff. So when people's money is involved, it is serious stuff. So this all got laid out and everything. And so after that, now again, what are you going to do more of than everybody else? Okay. Number two thing, what separates you from every other speaker? Is it your energy? Is it your personality, your character, your whatever? Here's what separates me from every other speaker. And I'm really curious. Post in the comments if you've ever done this. I got booked to speak. Their association address is on their website, P.O. Box, whatever it is. I asked my handler, you know, hey, give me an address, give me whatever, right? Excuse me. What I did was I mailed them a thank you card for booking me to speak. I mailed them a thank you card. Hey, I'm looking forward to this event. Thank you so much for booking me. I'm really looking forward, whatever. There's a website called Send Out Cards. Send Out Cards. So if you go to sendoutcards.com, you can actually right online, boom, email the card out and you're done. That's it. You build the card right online, send it, you're done. A couple bucks, whatever. But I have a box. I got stacks of thank you cards, and so every time I get booked, I send a thank you card out every time. And that right there has gotten me booked and referred and honorable testimonials more than anybody else. When I go, they're like, oh my God, I've seen cards hanging up in their office. Like, I want to show you something. Come here. And there's a card hanging up and they're like, look, there's your card. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like, thanks. Then what I do more of and do differently than everybody else is I do event aftercare. What that means is that when I leave the conference, I don't just collect a paycheck and go home. What I do is I try to set up like some kind of an email chain or some kind of I have a sign up sheet in the back of the room where people sign up with their email address and then I can email them. I email them, how are you? I don't sell them anything. How are you doing? Great conference. What can I do for you? And they're just on a rotating kind of email list, but I'm not selling them anything. They're not indoctrinated yet. But what I do is I tell them at the event, like, hey, I'd love to meet up with you afterwards. Like me on Facebook. Let's connect. Let's get to know each other. It's all about relationships. And that's what sets me apart from everybody else is I don't just collect a paycheck and leave. I try to network and build relationships with as many people as I can at this event. My goal is to get booked at least twice outside of that event. I'm leaving that event with 2 more bookings. That's my goal. So we negotiated, we sent the card, and then it comes to the event. You need to make sure that you are in constant contact the week of or the week prior, 2 weeks prior, whatever, with that person. Did anything change? Are we still at the same place, the hotel? Like, this is the day I'm flying in. Do you have my contact information? Do you have my travel information? Like, you want to make sure, like, you want to annoy the piss out of them. And like, yes, I got all your stuff, like, over and over again. Like, who cares? So a week out, you're conferring with them. Got it. Cool. Got it. And then when you're at the event, you're just talking to people. Don't just hand out business cards and leave. Like, don't just hand a business card and be like, okay, yeah, here's my business card. Like, build relationships. All about building relationships. Okay. So you got done. And then what I do at the event is I'll tell the organizer, like, hey, if I'm speaking, but if you need anything else, like if you need me to MC something, if you need a panelist, if you need me to be on a panel, if you need another breakout session, like whatever it is that you need, please let me know. I'll be here all day. Please let me know. And sometimes, like when I was at an event in Vegas, they were like, hey, our dude never showed. Can you do this part right here? I'm like, yeah, I'll be the interview person. Like, I got to interview like 3 of these speakers. Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. I'll do it. You know, it just shows that you're willing to go above and beyond, which is the third part. The third thing, how are you going to connect with the event hosts and organizers and the attendees more than anyone else? How are you going to connect with the audience and the attendees more than anybody else? Okay. So the way that I do that is I literally talk with people before I even go on. Like, I'm at the breakfast, I sit at tables. I'm like, hey, can I sit here? Like, hey, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Okay, got it. Who are you? Yep. And this is who I am. I'm one of the speakers. Tell me about yourself. And I just have a conversation with them. And it's real quick. I'm like, okay, cool, got it. Hey, I'll see you guys out there. I go to the next table and the next table. And I try to meet as many people as I can. I'm like an Energizer bunny. I am all over the place. And then once I'm on stage, they already know who I am because I've already introduced myself. They've already seen me. They've already heard me. So we've already got kind of a rapport being established. You know what I'm saying? Ash says I do that too. Yeah, you have to. You have to. So you've already spoken. You're off the stage. You're in the back shaking hands. This is where you give business cards. After you've spoken, unless someone asks for one. Unless someone asks. But after you've gone speaking and it's during a break, whatever, that is when you start handing out business cards if they ask for them, right? So I always ask for business cards because I want to know who I'm talking to. I do research on them or whatever. And so I was like, hey, do you have any business cards? Because if they don't ask you, like, hey, do you have a business card? Like, oh, yeah, I do. So do I. Here's my business card. I'll hand out 100 to 200 business cards every event. You know, I'll leave some on tables purposely. I'll leave some at the front door. Because those people at the event, they don't own the building. I will find the people that own the building and give them a business card to see if they need speakers or if they know anybody looking for speakers, because event planners are always in contact with the building owners. So I leave like 3 or 4 business cards with the owners of the building to say, hey, if anybody ever asks for speakers, please give them my card. So I've only got booked one time out of all the events. I only got booked one time doing that, but it's still another lead generation. That's all it is. So you're done. The event's wrapped up. You're done. You get back home. Now you send out another card. Oh, by the way, you need to get testimonials. Don't forget, before you leave the event, get at least 2 or 3 testimonials. One from the event planner or the host or whoever booked you. Okay. One from a top executive like the association president or somebody high ranking, whoever. And then maybe 1 or 2 from the audience. Like, what did you think? It's like, hey, say your name. What event this is, who I am, and what you thought about my presentation. And literally that's it. And just film them like on a phone. That's what I do. I do it on my phone. That's it. Or my videographer travels with me. Usually my videographer travels with me. He captures all this stuff. Don't forget the testimonials. Now that you have the testimonials and you take pictures with the organizers, okay? Then go home and go back to send out cards and upload a picture of you guys on the front of the card. Then send that back out to them. Hey, had a blast at your event. It was amazing. Love the picture that we took together. Now they're going to see your face and recognize, oh, that's right. And it's a great referral opportunity because they're going to see your face. They're going to post that card up on their wall or on their desk or whatever. They will refer you based on that card. Every time I get so many referrals. And it's from doing the cards. Okay. So that's literally in like 30 minutes, like start to finish. Like I'm prospecting. Here's how you prospect. Okay. And then I found the event. Here's how I applied to it. Here's my follow-up. Make sure you're following up. Then you're emailing and get them on a call, whatever. And then you've said, I'm doing this, breakout, keynote, whatever it is. And you just go right through the process. You need to build a process, like a checklist. And then you need to, like, I have a questionnaire that gets sent out. When I get booked, I have a questionnaire that gets sent out. It has like 5 or 6 questions on it. You know, what would have to happen for this event to be a success? What is the age group of the attendees? All you tell them is, hey, with my bio, I'm going to send you a questionnaire. If you could have somebody please fill it out and send it back to me, that'd be amazing. And then you can craft your speech based on the questionnaire that they're going to fill out. So there you go. If you have any questions, please post your questions. I'd love to answer any question. I don't care. Maybe I didn't cover something. Maybe you have a question about something. I'd love to answer any questions. So, Also, when you're negotiating your fee, you can negotiate for a lower fee if that association president, whoever the booker is, if it's an association, do you know any other associations that are similar to yours that book speakers? Do you know anybody else that has speakers? Yes, I do. Could you refer me? So in your contract, you could say, I need at least one referral email. I need at least one referral email connecting me to somebody else, whatever. So, I mean, it's all in your contract. And then if they don't like something in your contract, discuss it. You always have to make it about the event host, the event organizers, and the attendees. That's what's going to get you paid. And not like I was at an event and a guy is never going to be brought back at this event. And I've spoken there for the past 3 years. The reason I get booked to speak for this reason right here, but I bring people into the community too. So I'm helping build the community in this community that I'm in. This guy was on stage. He had to have 2 bottles of water that were room temperature, and he'd have a bowl of green M&Ms. He had to have a bowl of green M&Ms. He got mad as hell because there was like a red one, and I think there was like a blue one. I know there was a red one because he's like, I didn't want red M&Ms, and got freaking pissed and started like getting all belligerent. It was in my contract, green M&Ms. And everybody's like, are you for, and I know the organizer, like he is a very laid back, like doesn't get mad at all. And he's like, what? Like he was just so shocked that this guy was even yelling at him for having like a red M&M. And even then he was like a mediocre speaker, and he still got paid like $5,000, but he's a mediocre speaker. He wasn't really engaging. It was all about him. He was kind of a me monster, this, that, and the other, whatever. And the guy was like after he was done, the organizer was like, okay, you're done. Here's your money. Bye. Like you can leave now. Like I want you to leave. You're not staying. You're not doing anything else with us. Bye. And so we kicked him out after he spoke on stage. Like, don't be that diva speaker. You want to be the most easily usable speaker, the most relaxed, like you want to be the person that they go to because you're so easy to work with. If that makes any sense. So, yeah, you're welcome, Ash, Des, everybody watching. Yeah, absolutely. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. Send me an instant message. I don't care what it is. I'm always here to help you guys out. I'm by all means, no like $1 million speaker. I tell you what works for me, and I get booked to 20 to 25 stages a year at $5,500. That's been the most I've been paid so far, is $5,500. Look at all the hearts and stuff. Wow, you guys are awesome. So, diva speaker. So, I'll probably raise my fee once I'm like consistently. Like if I'm turning down places, I'll probably raise it up to 6,500 or 7,500, and then I'll go bigger. And, but, if you're getting consistently booked at a certain price, I will tell you that high schools are about 500 to 1,000. Colleges are about 15 to 35. And if you want to get booked at a college, just go through APCA, which is APCA. APCA is the Association for the Promotion of Campus Activities. They book tons of speakers. Here's the thing. If you go to APCA and you go to one of their events, you have to pay them $1,500. Here's why. There's like 60 colleges there, and you'll walk away with 10 bookings with like $3,500. I mean, you're walking away with $35K in bookings. I mean, I will happily give somebody $1,500 right now if they can hand me $3,500 in return, or $35,000 in return. I am all about that. That's a great investment. I've seen people leave with 3, 4, 5, 6 bookings. I've seen somebody leave with 10. I've seen somebody leave with 1. I've seen somebody leave with 0. But APCA, APCA, is the Association for the Promotion of Campus Activities, and they have representatives that will book you at all of the colleges. So if you want to be a college speaker, it's about a $3,500, maxes out at like $5,000. I haven't never heard of anybody over a celebrity getting more than $5,000. It pretty much caps out at $5,000. So if you're a $2,500 to $3,500 speaker, like college market's where you're at, you're going to cut your teeth there. You'll rock the college market. You could be an orientation speaker. You can be a homecoming speaker. You can be a commencement speaker. Okay. So right now you should be calling high schools and you should be calling colleges to get booked for commencement speeches. Like, I don't know why you're listening to me still. You should be on the phone getting in like Google, like getting booked at college and high school commencement speeches, because that's what's coming up soon. And then you should also be calling them for orientation speeches at high schools and colleges and everything else. So there you go. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I can, corporate market is anywhere between 25, 35, low end. Like, that's like, you got to be pretty good for that, like mediocre-ish, 25, 35, they'll just pay for that, all the way up to like 10K. I mean, corporate people will pay 10K all day for like an amazing kick-ass speaker. So you just got to figure out where you are in line and believe that you're worth it. Mindset is 90% of this game. Mindset is 90% of being a speaker. Knowing when, if you mess up, how to recover, and when to do these steps that I told you to do. So you need to make a checklist right now based on what I'm saying. Make a checklist. This is this. 3 weeks out, what am I doing? 2 weeks out, what am I doing? 1 week out, 3 days out. The day I get there, what am I doing? Like, you know what I mean? I've heard event planners go, dude, you are so damn annoying, but I really appreciate the constant communication, because I never had to worry about you at all. The other speakers, kind of worried. You, I already knew what was going on. I already knew what to expect, so I appreciate that. So event planners, they really, really appreciate it. So that's all I got, unless you guys want to know anything else. Yeah, so in the Facebook post is my exact template that I send them. A little bit of the information is different, but yeah, constant communicator. Absolutely, absolutely. So Ash, Des, everybody, thank you so much for having me. The pleasure is all on this side of the screen. If that makes any sense. It usually sounds better in my head than it does when I say it, and I get paid to speak. So, so yeah, that's all I got. Message me any questions, anybody in the group. I'd love to help you out. So yeah, thank you guys. Love you guys too. That's awesome. You love me. You really love me. Okay, I gotta go. See you later.